Okay, so we're at the Press UK workshop. Guys, we're going to be talking about the new Press Gang initiative. We've got Mark Tiff, who was, you'd say you were against press.
Yeah, 18 months ago I was
Yeah.
massively anti-press.
And obviously Andy Cam, 45 years in the industry. So guys, just Andy, a couple of minutes to explain what the Press Gang is, and then we're just going to have a little chat about why we think the benefits are.
Yeah, okay, so Press Gang was in my head a few years ago. I wanted to develop a product, a pressing business model that would deliver cheap pegler or branded fittings to the plumber, I suppose with a tool at a decent cost, so you didn't have a lot of money to have outlaid at the start of the journey. This is what I've came up with. So I've went to Novapress, got my own machine made specifically for me. I went to Pegler and got in special discounts, and we also have an MLCP brand basically for pipe fittings and for supplying of underfloor heating. So yeah, that's really it.
And the main thing is, rather than an initial outlay of say 1,500 quid to get you into press, £99 a month gets you everything you need to start pressing.
Yeah.
And as part of the Press Gang, you then get access to the discounted prices.
Yeah. Basically, you get into the Press Gang discounted prices. You get free calibration, free servicing, and also free repairs over the 36-month period.
So it's like a one-stop shop, everything in one package. And the beauty of it, as we'll get into with the boys, but if you make an order of, for example, 250 quid of fittings, which is a pretty standard order for a busy plumber, the amount you'll save on that order effectively makes the price of the tool free. So
yeah,
it's a really good deal, a really good way to get into it. And I think we'll find out from the lads, but once you start pressing, you know, you're going to love it, and you are going to be pressing a lot. So
yeah,
we'll start with Mark. So a lot of people, and I was the same, the initial cost of the tool was what put me off.
Yeah.
And we're trained soldering, and there's nothing wrong with soldering.
Yeah.
It's getting the plumber to move away from that. One, the cost is putting them off, but they're thinking, well, why do I need to change? I'm already soldering, I'm already doing the job.
To change that mindset, isn't it?
A lot of people, me included, and I think you too, once you start pressing, you think, why didn't I do this sooner?
Well, I remember you saying to me ages ago, why aren't you pressing yet? And part of me was, you know, keeping the typical plumber thing, plumber's solder. Yes, it's an art. We can all do it. We can all solder. You know, everyone here can solder. Can you solder?
No, I can't solder.
every plumber can solder, but
this is why I don't mess.
Wow, yeah, that's right. We can all solder. It was just getting into the mindset of pressing. Now, one of the key things with it was the cost. You know, it's a big outlay. It's 1,500 quid or whatever it is by the time you bought your gun, your jaws, some fittings to get started. And that's why, you know, this Press Gang for £99 a month is a game changer, to be honest. It's going to let them people who don't want to pump in a load of money straight away into it, they can lease it. You know, people have been leasing vans, cars for years. Why not lease something like this?
Yeah. And Andy, you've been in the game 45 years. Your big thing these days is recommending products to guys to make their life easier, maybe get them home earlier, spend more time with the family.
It is, and the ethos for me right from day one was one to save people time, money and effort, and if I can have a bit of a laugh as well, then why not? You know, that's what it's all about. Life's too short to be serious all the time. And so again, I'm a bit like Mark. You know, I started off with, you know, the press, and I'm looking at the other people who were pressing. I was thinking it was more industrial, and I think a lot of people think, yeah, it's great for industrial, you know, size 35, big massive stuff, great for that. But then obviously we've got the tools now that I can actually fit into the small places that we need to get to. And along with the jaws that we've got here, we've got angled jaws now, so you can get in virtually anywhere, can't you? People always say to me, you know, Andy, can I put some pipes on the clips and then still get in there with the press? Well, as you can see, you can still get behind it, can't you? So even when the actual pipe and fittings are in the clips, you can still fit that onto it and fit it and do it well. And also, you know, like combi boilers, because combi boilers are quite small and tight and compact sometimes if you're, you know, taking one out and putting one in, which invariably that's what I was doing most of the time, is just boiler changing, you know, swapping a boiler. And people said, is it viable to do this, Andy, because it's expensive? I said, well, it is expensive, and even if you're paying top whack prices for all your pipe and fittings and you bought this, then what you've got to do then is sort of supersede what it is for you in your time and effort to do it, soldering and all that kind of stuff. You can burn behind, you can burn skirting boards, you've got solder dripping down, you've got flux dripping down, you've got to clean them on the outside, you've got to clean them on the inside. So is it quicker and easier? Yeah, it's a lot quicker and easier. First one I did, I thought, oh, this is a bit tricky, this, because it's really tight. But after you've done 2 or 3, you realise it's absolutely a game changer. And the way forward, like we said earlier, is, you know, if you can get something for £99 per month and then you get a percentage off the actual fittings that you're buying, so this becomes free, what's not to like about that?
Yeah. The thing I like most about press is it kind of instills some confidence in you in your work, puts a spring in your step, because you know when you turn the water on, nothing's going to leak, and if it does, you can still press it while there's water in the pipe.
Yeah.
And like for a combi swap, if you're doing a straight swap, you're cutting the pipes, you're pressing, you'll have your pipe work done and you'll be filled up by before lunch, and then you can take your time doing the important stuff, making good, the controls, all the bits we hate to do.
Yeah, the little bits at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
It's
exactly.
to take the time, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's it.
It is, and I think that, like we said earlier, you can do it when it's got water in it, so that's not a problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
And some people say, you know, they are a bit bulky and a bit big. And I said, well, all right, they might be a bit bulky and a bit big, but usually they're in a cupboard, aren't they? They're usually in a cupboard.
Yeah.
And usually, you know, if you're putting soldering and you've not got it quite straight, it looks a bit of a cobbler's. Whereas when you're putting them in press fittings, it tends to pull your pipe straight, doesn't it? Rather than you have the actual option to make them a bit wobbly.
Yeah.
So for me, it is an absolute no-brainer. A no-brainer. Get involved. If you're still soldering, great. I love a bit of soldering. You can still do that if you want to.
Got to keep your eye in.
But again, what you need to do is get your fittings, get one of these, and just get cracking. Go and have a go at it. If you're not sure, go and have a go at it. And I'll tell you what, give me a ring back in 3 months' time and tell me exactly what you think.
Yeah.
And you'll be saying, that fat kid from Sheffield were right again.
He did know what he was on about.
He did know, he's done his stuff before.
And when we talk about press, a lot of the time it's focused on the copper, but MLCP is, you're not really using it, but it's going to be the future. Obviously you can get MLCP jaws, which is also you can use for your underfloor heating.
Yeah, strip them out.
Yeah.
Straight out, pop your MLCP jaws straight in there. There you go.
And what about prices on your MLCP?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. So basically, you get 3 jaws free for £99 a month. And then if you do decide to go into MLCP jaws, we give you 30% discount on all jaws. So you'll get them for, instead of £139, probably closer to £99. Also, what we do is we try and support you. So if you're getting a good order in or you have a big job, sometimes we can even get more discount off that again. Or even if you decided that you're not wanting to press copper and you're wanting to just go straight into MLCP, you can actually get 3 MLCP jaws free with it.
So you do an MLCP package for
You
them?
can do an MLCP package, correct.
Yeah, nice. Are you also going to do the WhatsApp group? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
You're going
So
to have a WhatsApp group?
the WhatsApp groups took a wee bit more time to get sorted, but what we're actually going to do is there's going to be an option for authorised admins to respond to questions in a WhatsApp group.
So is that another, are we going to be on that?
Yes, we're going to be.
Great, because I really want to be on another WhatsApp. I'm not on it.
The WhatsApp group's going to be great for things like, can I use this jaw on this fitting? What do I need for
I'll
this
tell you
pipe?
what it was good for when I first started using press, and unless you know it, well, I even put in the WhatsApp group, how do I do it? I was pressing a fitting on, battery died on me. Battery died on me, and I was in the middle of a job, and because I was I think it was 2 or 3 months in, I went, shit, what do I do? I was like, what do I do with that? Straight into the WhatsApp group. Pete, Andy was in there. They've gone on there. Look round the side of it. There's a little button here. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Press the button and it
Unlocks the jaw.
Yeah,
the pressure
it
off,
releases the pressure out of the jaw head and simply allows you to replace the battery and then press again.
But that was perfect. I was stuck. I thought, am I going to spend 20 minutes Googling stuff?
I think we
Straight in the WhatsApp.
responded in about 3 minutes.
Yeah, straight in the WhatsApp
Me
group.
and Pete were
done.
racing.
Yeah, straight in there. So that is going to be perfect for what
I think the other
WhatsApp
good thing,
group's
you know,
gonna
like
do.
you were saying when you'd got it on, the battery ran out. I'd got it on and it was on wrong, and I knew it was on wrong, and I was thinking, how do I get the jaws to relax?
Yeah.
And again, you got the button on the side.
Yeah.
So, but I tell you what is good. Read the fucking instructions.
Yeah, I've been had out there. I didn't read them.
Yeah.
You don't need to read the instructions.
You've got these
group.
WhatsApp groups, yeah. You
You've
know.
got the main man in it. He'll know.
So I know this isn't concrete, but what if there's people watching this that are already pressing, they've already got a press tool, and they like the sound of the press gang? What can they do?
Yeah, okay, so it's fairly concrete in it, but it just changes across everybody's different situations. So if you're already pressing, let's say you have a couple of press guns in your business, what we do is we will come into your business, we'll cleanse those tools, so we'll pay you for them tools, or I'll service them, calibrate them, and return them to you for you to sell on. There's a few different options, and then what we do is we put these tools in. The old tools, or your older tools, what we do then is we have an option, you can go Press Gang Light, and that then, a few options, and some of these options we actually came up with today would be to put them into apprentices, so people that are wanting to get into press, but they're still maybe only first, second, third year apprentice, and also an option which was great from you guys, if somebody get their van broke into, money's tight, we're also going to loan them a tool for a short period of time in Press Gang, and it'll be one of these older tools that have come back, but they'll be fully calibrated and serviced. So yeah, it's a good option, and we're calling it Press Gang Light.
I think the other thing that you talked about now, whether it ends up getting done, is if somebody has their tools stolen out of their van and say they've had the press gun taken, and they think, oh, I really need to get back into that. We can do it where, you maybe hold back a couple of months of the payments,
100%.
and so they don't have to pay anything straight away, because obviously they've got a lot of money to fork out already for all the drills and stuff like that. So we're going to let them get into the press gang, and take 2 months off their payments. So we'll hold those two payments back to give you a chance to get back on your feet. So I think that's another good idea.
Oh, 100%. There's no issue with that there. And if, this is the thing about it all. This here, I didn't devise this, well, I did devise it to make more money, but the main idea was to try and get a product that helped plumbers get into press, because the insurance companies are clamping down so hard on hot works and permits and all of that. So how can you get the guys into press and also get them the brand A fittings? There's lots of companies out there getting the guys into press through Chinese methods, Chinese tools, Chinese fittings, with no approvals, and it's going to end in disasters. This gets you in with the top of the range machines, top brand A fittings across the market on copper, stainless, and also MLCP.
So I've always said as well is, running across, whether it be copper pipe, copper fittings, plastic pipe, all that kind of stuff. Why would I go down the route, personally, as a businessman, I've had my own business 30 odd years, to buy some cheap imitation that might blow off and ruin your business? It could ruin your whole business. And if you're not insured for that, or that company doesn't take liability, where do you stand?
Yeah, it's a good point. And this is the reason I've stayed.
With the good
stuff, yeah, because they're there to protect you. They've been there. Pegler's been there 40 odd years. Novapress has been there 40 odd years. I just didn't want to take any chances and deliver the best product.
And the thing with Press UK and Press Gang, they're going to have access to the WhatsApp group. They've got access to you. If they've got questions about the tools, the fittings, the jaws, it's all there to be answered. And everything's done in house. So if the tool breaks down, if the tool needs calibration, it comes back here to Belfast. It gets repaired here. It doesn't
Does it come here, where we are? Someone come here?
Someone comes here, some of them in Belfast, literally in here. This is where we were actually doing all of the servicing over COVID. So yeah, here and Belfast. And that's all, in Press Gang, that's all completely free. We actually lift it for free and return it for free.
Yeah, and another thing which you'll know if you've got Press Tool already, it needs calibrating once a year like your food gas analyzer does. You take it into maybe your local merchants, it'll get sent off, it could be gone for up to a month. With the Press Gang, you get a label printed off.
Yeah,
it comes straight here,
it's a returns label printed off, probably within working hours, probably within a couple of hours. You get the returns label, that's prepaid, comes straight to us, and we endeavour to try and have the tool turned, if you're in Press Gang, in 5 working days, if not less. Anything outside of that, we'll give you a free loan tool as well.
What about, like say, I had 9 guys working for me at one time, but it was a long time ago. What about the firm that's probably got, I don't know, 4 or 5 fitters? What can we do to help them to get into this Press Gang?
Yeah, so we've been running Press Gang just kind of a soft start basically for the last couple of months. We've actually got some companies already running with 5-6 guns. And it's if anything, it's nearly working better for them because they've got a manageable monthly cost. So remember, this is all tax deductible, and also they just find a nice new machine is easier to work with, and then the fast turnaround. They're not having any downtime with their tools. So companies, small, medium, and large businesses, this works really, really well.
So why have we decided to go for the NovaPress tool? Because obviously I've got quite a few of these.
Yeah.
And I've looked at this now and I've thought, actually, I was talking to Mark because you use these.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it thinking, actually that looks like it could get into a lot more tight, because I've got the one with the handle on it, and this looks like I could get it into more areas.
Yeah, just feedback over the years. I've been impressed now since 2007-ish, 2008, and the feedback I've got is the NovaPress, the straight version. However, there's people like the other version, the REMS version with the pistol. There's options there too. If somebody really wants a REMS, we can do something for them.
But you can still do that on the press
Still
gang.
can go press gang actually, yeah. It's not something we want to be pushing, but it can be done. So if
I've got a
it's
question
if you really want it, we can make it happen.
But I've got a question for you now. Why have you got it made in this sexy black?
Just because I'm sexy.
Because I want. And so, can I just say, I've got a very interesting bit of information for you now. Did you know that Kevin Keegan used to work at Pegler's?
I didn't
He
know
did,
that.
Did he?
So now you know.
Didn't know that.
And if we beat them, I would love it! I'd love it if we beat them!
I'm a Newcastle fan too.
No, yeah, mate, that's right. I don't
That's
fucking
why
throw
you
this
dropped it. That's
together.
why you dropped it in there.
It's all planned. What else? Anything else?
I think we can wrap up there. How long have we got?
17 minutes.
Yeah, that's good.
You're right. You
So,
said that, can't you? So it's just outro
That's
it.
good.
You just did
That'll
that,
go
Trevor.
well. Like that.
yeah, so let me think how I'm going to end it. Okay, so that's the press gang. Obviously, you've heard from the boys what's involved. If you want any more details, click the link. You can speak to one of the guys that press it. Any questions you've got, and maybe we'll speak to you soon in the WhatsApp chat. Thanks for watching.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
And that's why I love plumbing.
Always. You have to get it in.
Got to get it in.